Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Please join us at Facebook.com/Late Night Health Radio. That's Facebook.com/Late Night Health Radio. And, of course, LateNightHealth.com. Here in Washington, D.C., I'm with Karen Howard, the CEO and Executive Director of the Organics and Natural Health Association. And we go to Boca Raton, Florida, where we're going to talk about CBD and all the ins and outs with CBD with Anthony Zolezzi. He is the CEO of TwinLab, and we welcome him to Late Night Health. This is your first time with us, isn't it, Anthony?
It is, yes. Excited to be here.
Well, let's talk about CBD. We hear about this all the time. We've known about the properties of CBD literally for years, and more research keeps coming out about how great this product is. The FDA, I believe, recently approved it for use in epilepsy, yet the federal government seems to be somewhat backwards. Did I say that right? About allowing it to be sold. Am I incorrect in that?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I mean, what's crazy is, everybody thought that the Farm Bill was going to, for the most part, legalize CBDs, but what it's really done is the contrary. It just made it massively confusing. In fact, technically, until the FDA put some rules around it, we believe that almost all the CBDs being sold are illegal right now.
Wow!
So it's a crazy situation, and I've never seen anything like it before. But the good news, the great news, is from my perspective, if we're looking at a self-care movement or an intuitive health movement where people know that opioids aren't the right thing, or they're getting addicted to them, or antidepressants, after 10 years of being on them, they might consider something different. The thing about CBDs is that they actually work. So, we've got a phenomenon on our hands with a product that actually works, but is kind of in this, limbo period with the government. Is it legal or is it not legal? And to me, very rarely do we find products that actually, after 30 minutes or 45 minutes, actually have an impact. And CBDs are just wonderful for anxiety, for pain, and for sleep, right?
Right.
Which are significant problems for us. So, my biggest fear is that because of this limbo area, the big players, including ourselves, by the way, can't get involved in CBDs because we can't take the chance of having a regulatory run-in or having an issue, right? And your big box stores, the Walgreens, the CVSs, they're staying away from them too. So the only place people are getting CBDs is either in smoke shops or direct-to-consumer online. And, my fear is that those products probably don't have the regulatory, probably don't have the quality control, and probably don't have, the detail level of, pesticides, heavy metal testing, those types of things that these products require. So it's a crazy time for us.
It really is, and at the same time, one of the fears that I have is that Big Pharma's going to say, if we get this, we know how to do the regulation. We know how to get by and turn this into a true drug, where it's not, at this point, it's a supplement.
Well, it's not a supplement.
It's not.
Not according to the FDA.
Well,
correct.
That's the point. Yeah, the FDA. That you're both correct. I mean, but at the same time, it's being sold as a supplement. Let's put it that way.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I think that most people would tell you that it is, because you're right. And
I've been right twice in this interview. This is great. Anthony, where do you think this is going to go? I mean, Obviously, the American people want hemp products. I believe 47 states now have legalized it for both medical, at least for medical use, and many states, California, Colorado, and others are following for recreational use, and that's pot. We're specifically talking about CBD, but it's so intertwined. It's, as you said, it's confusing.
Yeah, it's not only it's not only confusing, but my feeling is, and I'm really hoping that we don't jeopardize this opportunity to really change the discussion and the conversation as it relates to healthcare, because I don't think, at least in my, 25, 30 years in natural and organic and nutraceuticals, I've never seen a product other than caffeine and alcohol that you could take and feel it. And the one thing about CBDs is they actually work. I mean, they're, when you look at them at the dose that is recommended, say 25 milligrams, they work. So to me, if we're going to change the whole healthcare system and make plants and nutraceuticals and rocks and soil part of the whole healthcare system, which I think we need to do, this is a real incredibly important way to do it. But you asked where I think it's going to go. I have a little different perspective than just hemp. I come from a place that says I don't think God would have intended for us to get all of our endocannabinoids from one plant. So, what we're spending a lot of time on is just looking at the whole cannabinoid space and then saying, what are the other plants that provide cannabinoids? So could it be that all along this endocannabinoid system is supported by a good diet? Could it be that broccoli is high in endocannabinoids, which it is, by the way? Basil is high. Black pepper is high. Cloves are high. So oregano has phytocannabinoids. So to me, I really like tying it to a whole healthier diet. And I know you, in doing this show, you probably hear it all the time, but, making it more of a lifestyle approach and not just a hemp CBD approach.
We have a problem in this country with the opioid epidemic. I mean, it's out of control. For a while, you could go to the doctor and say, my wrist hurts. And he'd give you something that would just, knock you out for a week.
Right.
Or more. And then you want more because you kind of like that feeling, right? And then you're kind of hooked.
Yep.
Right? And now doctors are afraid to prescribe opiates because of that. They're afraid of losing their licenses or going to jail because it was over-abused.
No, I mean, it tears my heart up because, we have our vets coming back from ungodly places and it just kills me because they go to the VA, and so I have a good friend that came back, serious post-traumatic syndrome, and goes to the VA, and, he's on 14 different medications. He's got serious brain fog, barely knows where he's at. We get him off those. We get him on CBDs and phytocannabinoids, and obviously a little THC too. And he gets off it, right? And he's clear-headed. The most important thing is start getting clear-headed. I didn't pay attention to him. I did for 3 or 4 months. We were giving him product, and then I turned away and not turned away, but I just got busy on other stuff. And one day about 3 or 4 months ago, I called him. His name's Jim, and I said, "Hey, Jim, how's it going?" Blah blah blah. He said, "Anthony, I went back to the VA." And I go, "What do you mean?" And he said, they wouldn't pick up the cost of the CBDs or medical marijuana, and it got to be very expensive for me on a daily basis to keep up with my pain. And I felt so bad. I mean, my heart was torn up. And so I feel for these guys. And so, the one other thing that I really hope happens is that we get the insurance carriers to pay for CBDs, to pay for medical marijuana, and that we make it part of the healthcare system.
Anthony, we're going to take a time out. We're going to come back,
sure.
You, Karen, and I, in just a couple of moments as Late Night Health continues. I just have to mention that part of the Anthony's background includes being the founder and board chairman of the Organic Center for Education and Promotion, and a former board member of Vitamin Angels, which are both really terrific organizations. He is currently the CEO of TwinLabs, based in Boca Raton, Florida. I'm Mark Allen, along with Karen Howard and the insane Daryl Wayne. We turn it back to Daryl as Late Night Health continues. Please join us at latenighthealth.com. We'll have Anthony's pretty picture on there. We'll have Karen's pretty picture on there, and maybe even Mark's pretty picture on there on latenighthealth.com. Don't go away. More coming up.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Allen. The show continues in a moment.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. To think like an angel, you just have to see the love that's within all of those around you. It's as simple as sharing what's in your heart. When you think, act, and love just like an angel, there's little difference between you and these beautiful celestial beings. When you awake, begin your day in gratitude for something in your life. Start your day by embracing the first person you meet with a hug and a kiss. If you encounter someone in need, help them. It's as easy as sharing a smile or a kind word. And most importantly, love, love, love. It's that simple.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit GuideToTheSoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on LateNightHealth.com. Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com.